Welcome everybody, this is John Burrow from MammothInteractive.com. In this tutorial, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a simple banner ad or something that can go on the top of your email campaigns. And before you go and we'll go into this tutorial, I want to make sure that you guys know that there is a 10-hour free coding course within the description here. So it's 10 hours and it's free, so I highly recommend that you sign up and take it. It's quite awesome. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to File, New, and we can create this at any time, any size here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make this 960 by 640 here, and I'm also going to make the background transparent because I always get rid of the background anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and push OK, and this is starting to look pretty good. Now let's go and let's select a nice white color. Now what I like to do is I like to change my RGB values, or red, green, blue values, to 250, 250, 250. That means it's not completely white, but it's very close. And you'd be surprised by just adding this kind of extra is something that's quite a little bit off-white versus something that's completely white. It actually makes quite a bit of difference, okay? Because white is common, and you don't necessarily want that. So both white and black are pretty common, so an off-white and off-black is better here. Now I'm just going to drag in a logo. You're more than welcome to drag in any logo that you wish here, or if you want to, you can just kind of put in a square as a temporary logo. So if you want, you can just kind of, I'm just going to place that here, and if you want, you can just kind of add in like a square or something like that. You can add in a square or rectangle right here, just so that we have this portion sectioned off here. You'll also notice that it came with these nice rulers. You want something close to center, but not quite. All right, so this is looking pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in text here. I'm going to say build, and you can see that, you know, my text is the wrong color. So let's pick a nice color, and I'm just going to switch that up here, and we'll make it a nice kind of blue. So something like this, something that's kind of grayish blue. Okay, I'm going to say build, and the font I'm using is Oswald Bold, one of my favorite fonts. You can use any font you wish, but I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, and I'm just going to scale this up here. So I'm going to scale this to something like this, and that's probably pretty good. And what I'm also going to do is I'm also going to pick an off black color for my next portion here. So I'll make this 250, or in this case I'll make it 50, 50, 50. So 50, tab 50, tab 50, and there you go. And I'm going to go and kind of just eyeball this for the time being here, and just do something like this. Yeah, so, and I will cancel out of that, and what I'll do is I'll switch this around, and I want to make sure that this is completely unselected and you added a new layer, because if you don't add a new layer, then you kind of put text in the box, and we don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say apps, and in fact what I'm going to do is I'm going to say master, and just because the word's a little bit better. So sometimes when you're in graphic design, you have to pick a right word. And I'll just kind of move this over, and we will format everything in a moment here. Okay, but for apps, let's go and let's kind of transform and scale that up just a bit here. And actually, as a tip, you can actually go and do this. And so if it's the same color as the background, you can kind of make it blend into the background, and I'll push apply here, and I think that's cool. And I'll go to make, and I'll go to make money. Okay, master apps, and then you can kind of just move this in here like that. And while it's cool that we have this, I'm just going to zoom in a bit here, maybe 300 here. And so while it's cool that we have this as blue, it actually might make a little bit more sense And I'm just going to transform this, by the way. It makes a little more sense to just be kind of all black here. So just a little bit of extra fine touches will make this really cool. So let's go back down to master, and it's up to you what you want to do with this here. Now, if you see that this is kind of, behind, you want to move that up. Okay, so you want to move that up just like that here, okay? So master apps, and there's another way you can do this where you can go and actually, you can cut it out, but that's kind of a topic for another tutorial. And I'll just kind of move this out. Let's see. There we go. Yeah. All right. So the question is, do you want this to be the black color or not? And I think it actually kind of looks better like this. And so if we zoom back out here, yeah, that's starting to look pretty good, but the proportion's all off. Okay, so we select all of these and we can scale that out as much as we want. And you can see how it's kind of blocky. That's exactly what we want here. And we're going to go push apply here. And I'm just going to make sure that this is in the center. Or we can make sure it's more at the top, kind of like this. Move it over. And you can see that, it's just kind of move it out like that. That's probably about good. Move it down and across. And look at that. So now you have a nice looking kind of app, little icon there, and you can probably put this up somewhere near the top of your email address, right? So thank you for listening. Please subscribe if you like these tutorials. We have more tutorials, and if you really like these tutorials, there's a 10-hour free coding course in the description. It's 10 hours and it's free, so go sign up and take it here. All right, thanks for listening, and I hope to see you in another tutorial.